and happy Monday! Welcome back to Homeschool with Carly. Today we are going to do a really fun science project. We are going to make our own water dispenser. So, to make a water dispenser, you only need a couple of materials. First and foremost, you're going to need water, but we will grab that later when we get to that part. Next, you will need some sort of plastic water bottle. I didn't have a water bottle in my house, but I had an old plastic detergent bottle, so this works fine. The reason why we need a plastic bottle is because we need this type of top that can unscrew and come off, okay? Next, you will need a glass cup or some sort of cup, okay? This is going to be where our water dispenses into. Next, you will need a straw, a bowl to catch your mess, and some sort of screwdriver so that you can poke a hole into that plastic bottle, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is grab that bowl and place it in front of us, okay? And next, you're going to take that plastic bottle and place it directly inside the bowl, okay? Going forward, this bowl's job is going to be to collect our mess, okay? So first thing, you're going to grab that glass or cup that you're going to have the water dispensed into, and you're going to place it directly in front of the bowl, okay? So, now's the fun part, okay? We're going to grab that straw and we're going to lay it directly on top of the glass. So, what I can see from looking at this, if I turn my camera, is that when I lay this on top of the glass, I can see where this is going to hit on the bottle. So I can see that it's going to hit just under that Stop and Shop label right there, okay? So that's about where I'm going to make my hole, okay? You want to really do this because this helps you to measure. Because if I were to not measure and I made my hole all the way down here, okay? Then what's going to happen is this straw is going to need a cup that's even shorter to be able to dispense the water into. So we really want to make sure we measure, okay? So I'm going to make a hole about right underneath that Stop and Shop label, okay? So grab that screwdriver and you're going to puncture a hole directly where you measured, okay? So this could take a second or two. Oh, it was really fast, okay? So now, unfortunately, this screwdriver is super tiny. So you could use a scissor, or on my other side of my screwdriver, I have a bigger screwdriver, okay? And I'm going to use this to make the hole even bigger. So you may need to mess around. I think I will definitely need to grab some scissors to make it bigger, but let's see if I can try to make this even bigger by just using the screwdriver. So this is going to take a couple of punches through, okay? And if you want to, you can measure by taking your straw and seeing if it can go through. So right now, I can see that my hole is almost big enough to put my straw through, but I'm going to definitely need to make it a little bit bigger. Alright, my hole is now big enough to fit the straw through, okay? So as you can see, I placed the straw directly inside that hole, so I made it big enough, just enough to fit the straw. Okay, so now, as you can see, we have a straw sticking out of the plastic bottle. We have the plastic bottle sitting in a bowl, okay? And we have this glass cup, okay? So this is going to be where our water dispenses into. But first, before we can make a water dispenser, we need to fill it with water, okay? So you can go grab a pitcher of water. I have already done so, okay? So I have our pitcher filled with water, okay? So, this is very important. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to place the bowl in a position that you feel comfortable with this, okay? And have your cup ready just in case we make a mess, okay? So I'm going to place my cup underneath the straw, okay? Now, this is the tricky part. What you're going to do is you're going to want to keep that cap close, okay? So this cap that goes directly on top of here needs to be ready, Okay, so I have it in front of me, ready to go. Now, before you start adding water into the top of your plastic water bottle, you're going to want to take your thumb and place it over the plastic straw. This is going to create a pressure that stops the water from exiting out of the straw. Do you remember one of our first experiments was that we were able to put our finger over a straw and pick up water? That's because we created a pressure using our finger to stop the water from being able to come out, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is that same pressure. I'm going to place my finger over the straw, then I'm going to take my pitcher, okay, and I'm going to fill this plastic bottle, okay, with water. Now you want this plastic bottle to be full, okay, because you want to surpass that straw, right? Because the straw, we want to be able to dispense water. That's our goal, okay? So, we're almost at the top, and I believe we are past the straw, okay? So, now, get that cup ready, have it ready underneath the straw, okay? The next step is we're going to take our finger off this straw, and we're going to put the cap on. But when I take my finger off this straw, there's going to be water coming out of here, right? Because my finger is stopping the water from being able to come out of the straw. So we are going to find out what happens when I place this cap on the bottle, okay? So I'm gonna let go, all right? And let's watch what happens. Let me bring you a little bit closer so you can get an idea, all right? So I'm going to let go. The water is coming out. I'm going to put the cap on, and the water stopped, right? Let me loosen the cap and see what happens. The water comes out. And if I tighten, it stops. How awesome is that? You just created your own water dispenser. So why does this happen? Well, when I take this cap off, what I'm allowing is air is seeping into the water bottle, okay? So we're opening the cap and we're allowing air to push in, and that air is putting pressure on the water and pushing it out of the straw. But then when I close the cap tight, you can see that no water comes out because there's no more pressure. So this is a really cool experiment to show you how a water dispenser works and how all you need is a little air pressure and a water bottle. This is the coolest experiment I've ever done. And now I'm feeling a little bit thirsty. So I'll see all of you tomorrow. Bye!